This is CKnappenberger, and this is Module 16, the case study for EDL856, parental apathy. In Category 1, problem identification and analysis, the things that I know. I know that Mrs. Rose is the new assistant principal at JFK School. There's a lack of parent involvement in this school. Some of the lack of involvement comes from there are no formal channels for parent involvement. There's no PTA or PTO. There's no parent advisory committee. The principal seems unfazed by the parent apathy, and he's very unsupportive of any initiatives that Mrs. Rose has tried to take. He does say, the principal, that he has a pulse in the community from certain parent phone calls and reaching out to certain community members, and he believes that the thought in the community is that they don't want to be involved and that the community wants the teachers to do all the work with the students. After asking several times, Mrs. Rose is granted permission by the principal to hold a parent interest meeting. An announcement is sent home for this meeting. 8 parents show up to the meeting. When the principal and Mrs. Rose are standing in the back of the auditorium and realize that there are only 8 parents at the meeting, the principal would like to cancel the meeting. What I do need to know, what initiatives or communication channels would welcome the community or the parents, or what type of communication would welcome them more into the school? Do parents want to be involved? And if they do, did these announcements make it home? How can parents contribute to the building? Why aren't parents wanting to be involved in the school itself? Why is it that only 8 parents showed up? And then what is it that the community needs or wants from the school? And what does the school need or want from the community and the parents? The problem, as I see it, there are 2. John F. Kennedy School has not provided proper channels to welcome parent involvement within the building. And then also that the principal has grown apathetic as well about the positives to having parental involvement within his school. I think in Category 2, my proposed plan of action with appropriate strategies. My plan of action has 2 areas of focus. The first area is developing an official plan of communicating with the community, and then also developing an official plan that's allowing for consistent and constant parent involvement. Looking at my plan of action, first for the first part, which is community communication, we need to find ways to reach out to the community. We need to figure out what communication channels work. Is it social media? Is it newspapers? Is it letters home? Is it posting flyers places? Is it banners in the town square? Kind of whatever that it may be that's going to get the community involved and knowing what's going on in the school. That goes to making communication consistent and often. And that is, again, non-committal communication. Not that you need a response back from the community, but that you're just looking to let them know what's happening in your school and let them know what times or places or activities you might need their help with, or that they could come see and view without any commitment. Sharing, again, with the community, all positive achievements, all positive happenings. Any program that you're running, any presenter that's coming in, any project the students want to display, anything to just get the community aware of what's happening, all the positive things that are happening in the school, so that perhaps some community members might be more interested in communicating with the school. Invite the community in to see things. Ask them to come in and share their own experiences. So if you're having a career day, if you're doing something about law enforcement or anything like that, asking the police to come in, fire departments, anything that's in the community, any resources that are available, having them come in to talk about it. I know at our school, we also study looking at the idea of different religion and religious backgrounds and religious celebrations. Have people from the community come in and share. Also, going into the community itself, go to events. Speak to people in the community, become that valued part of the community so that people are more willing to communicate with you because you're not a stranger and the building doesn't seem so foreign to them because they're so used to seeing you around and speaking to you as the assistant principal. Volunteering at community events. Before you look for volunteers for your own events, you need to volunteer for other events. You need to make yourself a part of the community so that the community wants to be a part of the school as well. Looking for parent involvement. Again, the same way as with the community, we need to find the best ways to communicate with parents. Send out surveys. Maybe you won't get a ton back, but you need to try. Meeting with the parents, the 8 parents that did show up to that meeting, you need to meet with them. You need to talk to them and see, why is it that no one else is coming? Why did they come? What interested them? What brought them in? What did they think might bring other people in? Talk to their students. Talk to the students. What do your parents do? What are your parents interested in? Would they like to come? What do you think? Kids have a great knowledge of what their parents do and do not want to do. They know what to ask their parents, what not to ask their parents. Again, invite parents into school functions. There should be school functions already in place. Concerts, plays, presentations, anything like that. Also, design new functions that will bring parents in. Have showcases, have parent breakfasts, have parent lunches, meetings at night, anything like that that are just designed to bring parents in to see what's happening in your school. The other thing is sending out a clear message about school happenings. The message that was sent out by the principal at John F. Kennedy School was very vague and mysterious. It didn't have a specific date on it. It did have a time, but it was very, a week from Monday. When did the note come home? Did the student bring it home on Monday? Did they bring it home Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? The parent's not really sure, and it was not clear. Also, it was unclear as to what the message was. Parent involvement. That seems very vague. Making it more clear about what's going on and what's happening and why you would like the parents there. My strategies for implementation. First thing is professional development, coaching our teachers and coaching our administrators to be better communicators, bringing someone in to talk to them about ways they can communicate with parents, with the community in a positive manner. Hiring a professional. At this point, it seems like John F. Kennedy School is really struggling and that perhaps a communications director might be a step in the right direction. Resources in the community. Looking, like I said, to the community, to the parents. What can they share with our students and what can our students share with them to benefit them and us? And then finally, consistency. Keep going. Yes, you might be met with apathy at first, but we really need to stay strong and stay consistent in what we're trying to do in order to benefit our students. Category 3, resolve the issues based on the problems and promoting success for all students. So what is best for the students at John F. Kennedy School? Having a school that promotes the success of every student by collaborating with family and community members. Everyone benefits when everyone collaborates. Some of the data for best practice. First, looking at the school has not been reaching out to parents. So we might want to blame the parents for being apathetic, but the school also is not reaching out. It said there in the case study, a very limited program with little contact or involvement with parents and the community at large. So one of the things to do is Mrs. Rose needs to develop a plan to reach out to the parents, even if it's just to inform them. Like we said, very non-committal. Just tell them what's going on. Invite them to things over and over and over again. And eventually you're going to get a spark in the community and with the parents. The principal has become apathetic to the situation. He says his sense of the community was that people didn't want to be involved. He was going based on a very small selection of people. He's become very apathetic to the situation. So there needs to be steps made by the school for better communication between the school itself and the parents. Communication is not clear. It's what I mentioned earlier. That's the quote from the case study itself. A week from this coming Monday at 7:30 p.m. on parent involvement. What is that? What is parent involvement? What day is that? What is the date? Exactly what we've been talking about. Also, maybe think about offering some refreshments or something just to kind of bring your parents in, to get them talking to you about what their needs and wants are. Again, it needs to be clear and specific. Category 4, debriefing our problem. Some of the things I'm thinking, one of the things I'm major is a change needs to be made in the communication coming from the school. There really needs to be a change. I'm feeling that the principal is going to be the biggest hurdle to success. There's going to be a lot of hurdles along the way, but I think that the principal is one of the biggest ones. And finally, I'm valuing that the students and the parents have a right to success through collaboration. Some unresolved issues that are still going to occur. Parents might still not participate all the time. You're not going to get 100% participation and you're not going to get it right away. The principal needs to look at him still being opposed to the change in communication. Mrs. Rose can put a lot of stuff out there, but if the principal isn't on board, a lot of this can be difficult. You do not know if the original communication will work. So you might try something in the beginning and it may not work. So we need to go to plan B, C, or D to kind of figure out what's going to work. And also, we don't know how long it will take to see any noticeable change in the communication, in the parent involvement, even after the school begins to reach out to the community and to the parents. Category 5, reflection of standard 4. As an educational leader, what ways did I promote academic success while addressing the issues in parent apathy? First, academic success, teachers are going to be trained to be communicators better communicators, which is going to benefit the students inside the classroom as well as outside the classroom. Having parents involved in the school is going to drive the students to be more successful. When they realize the parents are watching and are aware of what's going on, you'll often see that students will be more successful in the classroom. And finally, when we're talking about creating events that the parents could kind of come to and bring our parents into, is creating those functions around curriculum activities, something that involves the curriculum, a science fair that's linked to the science curriculum that'll bring parents in, creating math projects, a math night to bring parents in. All these things, again, will help with student success. How did I promote student well-being while addressing the issues in parent apathy? The students will finally see that teachers, parents, and administrators are all together invested in their education, which will, help them in their own minds. Mrs. Rose is going to meet with those students and gain an understanding. She's going to talk to them. She's going to, realize what's going on, what will work, what won't work for these students. And then also just seeing their parents in their classroom during the day. Parents should be open up in the classroom to observe and without making a commitment to anything. We're not looking for your money. We're not looking for you to make stuff. We just come in and see the science fair. Come in and see math night. Students are sharing their essays. They're having an essay celebration. Come on and just see what your students have created. And again, how did I promote communities of engagement for families and stakeholders in the school community while also addressing the issues? Allowing parents and community members, again, to visit the school and observe and offer some insight. Take some constructive criticism from these parents, again, without asking for commitment. Also, start reaching out to parents in an informative manner, like I had stated earlier, just to keep them this is what's going on. We just want you to know. We don't need anything from you, just want you to know. And then finally, Mrs. Rose is going to meet with a communications professional in order to kind of develop a significant plan for how we can move forward appropriately to communicate better with everyone overall. Bring in a professional that can help you the most. This is the source of the case study. Thank you so much for watching.